and we'll continue with the MongoDB. Is this clear, ma? I will just show you the journey till now what we had. We started discussing introduction, query languages, tables, operators, CRUD, queries, sort group where having aggregate functions, join subqueries, indexes, views, and stored procedures and triggers. We'll discuss today functions, normalization, acid principles, and we'll see it like what is DCL also, if time is there. Okay. Or we'll see those things, whatever the left today, tomorrow, and we'll do recap also tomorrow, which will complete our MySQL journey by tomorrow. Then we'll start our MongoDB. MongoDB will not take much time. Mostly it will take a week. That's it. Okay. Because the topics were exactly same. There also something creations will be there. There also queries will be there. Instead of joins, they have some aggregation frameworks. Instead of ACID principles, they have base principles. Logically, all are same. Once these things were over, then we'll start with something called backend, where Node, Express, and Node Express and deployment will work. Is this clear, ma? Any questions on this till now? No. Let's start here. What we have discussed in the last class. Now, last class we stopped here, the stored procedure, and we used something called workbench. This is the last one we had with the workbench. In stored procedure, I explained you stored procedures with the in and out. Clear, ma? Now we will do just a recap, small recap. What is a stored procedure? Because people will usually confuse with function and stored procedure. Stored procedure is a set of statements which you will store. A set of statements which you will store, which you can call anytime you want. Sounds same like the function, but the difference is like the functions return some values which stored procedures not. In stored procedures, you will have it like create procedure and procedure name. You can able to send the variables parameters. These parameters, if you are writing in, these parameters will be input. If you write it out, these parameters will be output. You need to write it from between the query between the begin and end. Usually, once your query is over, you will put semicolon. Na? Okay. Now the problem is, imagine if I use semicolon here. This semicolon is called delimiter. What is it called? Delimiter. Delimiter means anything which separates is called delimiter. Normally in programming language, you will write a comma b. Na? That means that comma is separating a and b. That is called delimiter in English. But here the problem is if I put semicolon, here also one semicolon is there. Here also one semicolon is there. Then the program don't understand it like where the whole query is over. Logically, this is one query needs semicolon. This whole thing is also one query needs semicolon. But if you write it like that, the program don't understand. It will think it like here only the query is over, end is not there. So that's why we just change the delimiter. From now onwards, what is the delimiter here? Double slash. And here we use double slash, so then it will think it like, oh, it's ho gaya. Now again, after that, from next onwards, anyway, we need semicolon. So I put it like delimiter semicolon one more time. This is how every time we created procedure or trigger or even the functions. Once the thing is over, we will call the procedure, we will get the answer, we will print the answer. Right, sir? Now, let's start here. New one. Functions today. Let's note it down. Functions, sir. Functions. Now, I think everyone have a basic idea on what is mean by a function. What is the use of a function, sir? To refactor the code. Okay. Any other? Provide reusability, correct? These are actually advantages of functions. Reusability and refactoring is advantage. The main purpose of a function is to divide the program into smaller parts. Right or not? Sir, instead of writing something big thing, sir, we divide the program into smaller parts so that parts can be reusable, that parts will are easy to understand and debug. Every function is assigned for a particular task. When you are doing calculator program, no one will write it the full program. Instead, they will write add function, sub function, subtraction function, multiplication function, division function separately. So that next time when you are having subtraction problem in your calculator, you will only check that function. You don't need to check the whole program. Are you getting my point, ma? Same way in MySQL also, the functions are used to perform calculations and return a value. They are similar to stored procedures, but they can be used in SQL select statements because they return a value. Functions are used to perform, online people also please note it down, perform calculations and return a single value. Return is important because stored procedures don't return. Did we write return keyword in stored procedure? No, because return keyword will not exist. Function should have a return keyword. Triggers are not even doing anything. What the trigger will do? Trigger is like when one action is doing, another action it is doing. It's like same insert update only, automatic insert. That's it, the only case. Now, they are similar to stored procedures, but can be used in SQL statements like select where. If you write it like stored procedures won't use in select. You will write it stored procedure, call the stored procedure. You have to call the stored procedure and then you will get the answer. But here instead of calling, you can use it in select. Use. These are also called user defined functions. Sir, whatever these functions you are only creating, na, these are called user defined functions. There are predefined functions also, like aggregate function you used, aggregate function, sum, average, min, max. You did not create them, you just used them. Those are called predefined functions. But these are called UDF, user defined functions. Let's write this. Create a function which returns the total salary of a department. We'll do the example. Create a function which returns the total salary of the department. Done. Done, sir. Now, tomorrow is not MongoDB. Tomorrow is like, see, it we don't know. It might not complete it today, so then tomorrow we'll continue the remaining glances. Tomorrow we'll do it like a revision recap. Mostly day after tomorrow is your MongoDB starts. Now, first one, I wanted to create a function which returns the total salary of a department. Now, if I go here, now the same logic we will do. Create first delimiter, double slash, create function, function name, total salary, total salary, department name. I will say it like DN, varchar 20, begin, end, delimiter, semicolon. I need to write returns. Returns total, sorry, returns, uh, total is a integer, na? Returns int. I think in syntax also I wrote the similar. If you see the similar syntax, create a function, function name, parameters, returns, data type, which data type you are returning. Begin, you will write the code, you will return the value, you will end, you will delimiter. I did not write any code. Any doubts here? Online, any doubts, ma? Function? No, no. Yes, that is stored procedure here. Function cannot be without return in MySQL. In JavaScript, you can write a function without return with return. But here, normally, if you are not returning any value, you will use stored procedure. Okay. In stored procedure also, you can use out. Okay. But you don't write return keyword there. Okay. But here in functions, you have to return. Function is for returning a single value. Okay. Are you getting my point, ma? Now, what does it mean by DN? DN is just I take one variable for department name. I took one variable and I wanted that variable to be varchar, and that variable DN is for department name, and I took that. You can put any name you like. Second, someone asked it like return you wrote above begin. In syntax, it is inside begin. Huh? No. In syntax also it is above begin only, na? This return is different. This returns. Dekho. Returns. That is different. This is different, na? Returns it is, not return. Return will come here only. Now I have to declare one variable. I will declare one variable, declare something like total, total, integer, and I will return that total. I need to write it. What is this total? So then parameter is mandatory for a function cause you are not given sir. Huh? This parameter is mandatory because you are not. I gave na. DN is parameter only na. No, not mandatory. You can write a function for any kind of thing, but usually if you don't give parameter na, it is just a block of lines only. What is the use if you give parameter? For example, here I give department name. One department it will calculate and it will give you the answer. If you don't give parameter, it will be always same answer only na. What is the total salary of sales department? Can you find it and use it as a function? I can. But every time that sales department, it will do it and it will give you the same answer. In case if the sales department updated, it will give it. For that, it don't need any parameter because it's a constant. But if I say it like if I give sales department, I need to get one answer. If I give HR department, I need to get an answer. If I give it like marketing department, I need to get answer. You have to pass that particular name, isn't it? It is a simple logic. Is it clear, ma online? Any doubts here? No. I will write it here. Set salary is equal. Sorry. Set total is equals to select some salary from employees where no, not select employees from, that's it na, all the employees you need to add the salary, that's it. Oh, department should match na, where DA, oh shit, they are giving department name Ray, not ID. I don't want to make it more complex, sir. I will make it just department instead of this. I will make it department ID only. If you want a department name, you need to write it again in another query, na? Subquery with subquery, you need to write it. First, we'll do it like a simple function. Department ID, where depth underscore ID is equals to DID. See, our question is create a function which returns the total salary of a department. It's not mentioned like it should have a department name or ID. Why you take it a department ID, not a department name? Because if I take department name, it's in department table. Again, I have to write it one query. Based on the query, I will give department name. It will give department ID, and that department ID I should give it here. Last procedure I did that only. Subquery I used. If you see it, you will understand. But instead of that, I am just doing it a simple query, sir. Now let's create it here. Here again problem. No database is selected. Use office. This function has non-deterministic from employees. Reads SQL data in its declaration. Reads SQL data. Now it will work. See, now when you are creating function, na, see this. When you are creating function, na, this function will have it like the parameters. So when you are giving the parameters, you should also say it like whether the function is a deterministic function or the function is reading some SQL data or not, you have to write. What does it mean by deterministic means? For example, I'm finding it something like sum of two numbers, I'm doing it. You will give two numbers, it will add two numbers, and it will say the what is two numbers addition. Based on the two numbers, you are able to determine directly. Do I need any SQL data for that? Sir, I give two for two, three, sir. You have to add two, three, and you have to tell me what is the, what is the sum of the both. Do I need to do tables? Do I need to check any tables for that? Do I need to read any SQL data ma for that? Are you all getting my point, ma? If I do just a sum, I don't need any SQL data. In that case, I will use deterministic. Here I have to write deterministic. What I have to write, ma? Deterministic. But this query, I need to read the data. So for that, I need to use read SQL data. What I have to write, sir? Reads SQL data. Then way only it will work. Just note it down, sir, this one. I will call it also. I will create one function for deterministic also. What in all we can use, sir? In syntax, you tell something, na? What I tell? See, in syntax, I didn't write this only. Here, you have to write it here. Deterministic or reads SQL data. Okay, I didn't write that. Yeah, good. Can we use joins, functions, and stored procedures? Joins in functions and stored procedures or not? You can use it. Who said no? See, joins is just a query. Inside the stored procedures, you can write the query. Inside the functions also, you can write the query. It doesn't matter. Is it clear, ma? Focus here, sir. Note down. Note down, sir. You only note it down. Now, now explain the line. Declare. Everyone, see here. I will tell you line by line. This is function declaration. This is function definition. In this function declaration, I am declaring one variable. What is a variable name? Total. It's like creating one variable, sir. In your programming language, you will use let a, right? Let means you are declaring one variable, na? Same way you will write it here, declare. And that variable total, you need to give one value. What value you will give, sir? From departments, from employees table, you will make one department condition and you will find the sum of the salary, and whatever the answer you are giving, that answer you are storing in the total. Where you are storing, sir? Total. And then this total you are returning. Simple. If you call the function, wherever you call the function, at that function it will come the total. Simple. It's exactly like your programming functions. Is it clear, ma, online now? You declared one variable, write one query, and give the answer into that variable. How do you call the thing? All you don't need to write call keyword. If you remember, for stored procedure, you need to write call. Okay, if you are calling stored procedure. For this, you will write it directly select. I said it, we will use it in the select. Select, you have to write the name of the function, total salary, total salary, and I need to pass the total salary of any one employee. Go here, office, employees, department ID 107, sorry, 201. I'm passing one parameter. This 201 will become the department ID and it will start the query. No underscore in total salary. This is the name, sir. This, oh, no underscore. Oh, sorry, I did not write underscore there, so I will not write the underscore here also. Correct only. Can we return direct query instead of declaring variable? You can directly return the query also. You can directly return also. Normally, how you will do in programming, if you remember, you will take one variable, you will do one calculation, you will store that calculation in the variable, you will return the answer. Okay, but instead, if you directly return also that one, it will work. Okay, can you see what is the total salary for 201? 12,000. Simple. Any doubt, sir? Use what? Hey, forgot what is use. Use database ray. Huh? This is citing Ray, how to use the function like call. Okay, this is the function. This is function declaration or creation, and this is function call. Okay, this is just a word, simple. Okay, you can write it however you want. Run that select once. That's what I did na. Dekho, you can do it like department number 202. Total salary for department number 202 is 75,000. It will do. Is it clear, ma? I will do one deterministic also. Functions are mainly used for calculations also. Store procedures, you can't do these calculations and all. Okay. Now, where it is stored, sir? You can see it now. Dekho. Left side. Can you see it here? What are the views you created? What are the stored procedures you created? What are the functions you created? Right? Yeah. Now, next. I will give one extra example for deterministic one so that you will get a clarity on what is deterministic, what is non-deterministic also. Let's write it one more query, one more function. Write a function, simple function, write a function to add two numbers. Simple. I will give two numbers, you have to add and tell me that. I am creating my own function for that. How do you do it? I will do it like same logic, delimiter, and inside here, I will write it here, create function, function name, add numbers, add numbers. Now inside this, I will write it here. I have to add two numbers. I will take one two numbers. A will be integer, comma B will be integer. And this will returns What it will return, sir? It will return integer, because if you add two numbers, you will get the answer also two numbers, one number only. It should always, a function should return a single value. And it is deterministic. Why it is deterministic, sir? See, if I want to add two numbers, spelling is different. Deterministic. I think spelling is correct only. Begin, end, delimiter. Now see, if I give two numbers, you need to add them and return. Do you need to check any tables here? Do you need to check employees table for that? Do you need to read it like Office database, or do you need to do any kind of SQL here? Do you need a select from where or anything, ma? No, sir. I don't need it any of these things. I don't need to read any data, because you will give two numbers. I have to add two numbers. I will just put plus between them. Arithmetic operators are there. If I do plus, I will get the answer, na? So based on your input, I can find what is the answer now. Earlier, if I give 202 input ray, what is the answer? I can't tell. I have to go to database and check that, right? But now if I give it like 512, what is the answer? If I give input 512, anyone tell me what is the answer will be? All are 8. 512 ray, 7 ray. I think all are not even focusing. Dekho, if I give two inputs, imagine I'm calling this function. I did not do that. I know that. Okay. I did not do addition. But if I give select, add numbers 10 comma 5. Imagine my program working well. What will be the answer? What is the answer? 15 ray, 10 plus 5. Okay. So by just seeing inputs, you are determining what is the answer, na? That is called deterministic function. Earlier, my input is true, not two. Can you find what will be the answer? Can you guess? How do you guess it? You need to see the table, na? तो उसके लिए हम लिखा इधर reads SQL data. You got my point now. Online, is it clear now at least? I hope so. Here I will declare one variable. How do you declare one variable? Declare C, that is also integer. Classic program. In every programming languages, you all did this. You will take A, B, you will declare C equals to A plus B, and then you will return C. Simple logic. I will write it set C, which is equals to. Doubt? No, don't know. Please, sir, one more deterministic on reads SQL data again. Can we write declare total C is equals to A plus B? Huh? They can understand this logic. You all know programming language, na? Can you write like this? Let C, which is equals to A plus B directly. You can do that. कुछ नहीं होता. But because that is a JavaScript, But if you are using Java or something, you can't do that. You know why? Because you need to write the data type also here. So as declaration is separate and assigning is separate. This is a static programming one. Like here, you need to write the data types also. Right or not? Are you getting my point, ma? So I can't directly write it here, declare and the set at a time. Set is for assigning, declare